What's up, metalheads? My name's Jamie. This is the Blades and EDC channel. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. Gonna do something a little different here on this one. I'm gonna do another little anodizing tutorial. Just gonna show this beauty off again. I'm so in love with this knife. I do still have to sand down this pocket clip though. But that's not what we're anodizing. That's fat carbon. You can't anodize that I'm aware of. This is what we're anodizing. I have a knife on the way, and I'm not going to tell you guys what it is. But I got to get scales for, and I think I've picked up the right scales, but this is a Spyderco clip I had on a different knife, on a pair of 3 at one point, and it's going to go on that new knife that's coming. That's not a pair of 3, but I don't want this color because of the scales I've decided to go with. So we're going to anodize this, and going to anodize these screws, so should be fun. I'll bring you guys over to the anodizing station and let you guys see the process again. And hopefully it'll help somebody out there that's trying to figure out anodizing. Also, everything I use for anodizing, the power supply, the titanium wire, all that stuff is linked in the description of this video. So if you want to pick something up, you want to do your own anodizing, it's all listed down there. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to help you any way I can. And if you buy it using those links, it does help support the channel. And all the help I get is greatly appreciated. So let's go over to the anodizing station. I'll see you guys over there. Alright guys, we are over here at the anodizing station, and I have got the microphone connected this time, so hopefully the audio is a little better. And it's going to be very similar to the last time when we did the scales. I do want to show you guys something I've been practicing with. I haven't showed anybody yet. This is a titanium scale for a Kvist Bladeworks variant. And I did a just a rough finish on it, brushed finish, and anodized it. And I like the way it kind of looks, the way it's going from magentas to blues and purples. So I think I'm going to do a better brush finish on it, a more even finish. And try it again and see how it turns out. But yeah, it turned out pretty cool. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to open up the nasty stuff here. This is Whink's Rust and Stain Remover. This is what we're going to use to etch titanium and take that color off and get all the anodization off of it. But before we do that, we're going to use our 91% isopropyl, I always pronounce that wrong, alcohol, and clean it. And the screw heads, I'm not really concerned with the screw threads. I did wash my hands with Dawn again, get oils off my skin. Again, you should wear gloves, and I ordered gloves from Amazon, but I don't know where the hell they're at. I'm about to give up on them, just order again or go buy some at CVS. So I'm going to just clean this guy off real good. This is, I believe I got this clip from Blades We Love on eBay a while back. I had this on that pair, my user pair of 3, and I started using it at work a lot, and I didn't want to mess this thing up, so I just put a stock clip back on my user. And this is not going to be going on a pair of 3. Obviously, it is going to go on another Spyderco, but it will not be a pair of 3, and I'm super excited. I'll put it this way. You guys voted. I did a poll on which Spyderco I should get and customize next. And you guys voted in the poll, and I went with what you voted for. So, yeah, I'm excited about it. Alright, so we got that good and wiped off. Screw heads. I'm only worried about the heads. I'm not worried about the threads. And if you're bouncing around again, I apologize for that. Not much I can do about it over here. I need a better setup over here where I anodize that in the garage. So, alright, those should be good to go. Now, you can't see it, but I'm going to take the lid off of this. This is just a container of distilled water to rinse in after we etch. And this is my container that I actually do the anodization in. And it has baking soda in it, which is going to neutralize any leftover acid. And I'm actually about to add some more baking soda. Give me just a second here. And you're probably bouncing all over the place. I apologize. I might add a little more in there. There's no power or anything connected to this yet. And just stir it up till the water's clear again. There we go. I'll show you a little trick for doing screws I figured out. For the etching anyway. Take a plastic fork like this. Put a screw in each section. Can't do that to anodize though. Anodizing screws is a pain in the ass. Somebody knows a tip or a trick out there? I would love it if you would share your knowledge with me. I'm just going to hold that down there until the color comes off. It starts to fizz a bunch. One screw is completely gray. I'm going to change the angle so I can see better on the other screw. Yeah, those are good. Rinse. Try not to drop those because I don't want to stick my hand all the way down there. Neutralize in the baking soda water. Our electrolyte solution for the anodizing. And don't want to touch these, so we're just going to boom, boom, leave those there. With a pocket clip, going to hook it on the wire and dip it down in this nasty, nasty stuff. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. If I tilt it, it won't be deep enough, I don't think. You may be able to watch that color come off. There it goes. It's almost all the way gone. So now we are back to raw titanium. Check the other side, make sure it's all gone. Yeah, we're good. Rinse. Neutralize. Just leave that hanging there for now. Close this nasty stuff up and get it out of the way. Over here out of the way, and I'm going to start with the pocket clip and do it first. So get our ground wire over here connected to our coil. There's what the pocket clip looks like after being etched. So back to raw titanium. That Whink just eats that anodization, that color off. And I'm not worried about the screws, but I am going to clean the pocket clip again. I don't really care if the screws get cleaned again, but I am going to clean this again with rubbing alcohol. It's because I want to make sure I get a really good finish on it. Dry it off good. Alright, let's get some more. There's still some rubbing alcohol in here, but I'm going to add some more. After anodizing, sometimes you'll see like black stuff come off the titanium. Some titanium, anyway, it's not doing it with this. Alright, go grab that end with the paper towels. I don't want to touch it. Clean the other end off real good. Alright. And we'll go ahead and hook her on here. Alright, I'll show you a trick for screws. Because like I said, screws are a pain in the ass. So this is a piece that I would normally use to do two scales, right? I can hook a scale on each end and hook a positive on there and dip it. If you flip this up the other way, you can take a screw, make that hole right there kind of small, put the screw in there to where the head's at the top. You just kind of pull it tight and do that one screw at a time. There's probably better ways to do this. If somebody knows a better way, tell me. Because screws are a pain in the ass to do. They really are a pain in the ass. All right, let's turn our power supply on. Man, my brain's getting fried. I cannot remember what the voltage is for the color I'm going to need to do, so it'll be instant for you, but give me just a second. All right, for the color I want, there are two options. There's two different shades you can get with different voltages. The first option is between 30 volt and 40 volt. Second option is between 80 volt and 90 volt. So once you go, if I were to do 80 volt and then decide I want 30 volt, I got to go re-etch it in the Whink's rust and stain remover again. But if I do the 30 volt first and go up to 40 volt and I decide I don't like it, I want to try the 80, then I don't have to re-etch it. So you can always continue to go up in voltage, but you can't go back down. You have to etch every time if you want to go back down. So we're going to start at 30 volts. And with this power supply, you can fine tune it. You've got a coarse adjustment and a fine adjustment. So let me take this down to around 30. Get it close like that and then use your fine. Get to 30. We're going to clip this pocket clip, clip our positive on this pocket clip, and she's going to go for a dip. I'm going to zoom you in so hopefully you can see the color change. So I'm going to have to raise you up a little bit, I think. Bear with me. This is going to get shaky. Alright, now I can zoom you in and let you see the color change. Hopefully you can see the amperage too. There you go. You can see the amperage and you'll be able to see the color change. Alright, so we're clipped on, we're set to 30 volt, our ground's connected, positive's connected. Here we go. You're going to see if that wire, the coil in there fizz. See it fizzing? And it's already changing colors. Amperage won't go to 0, it'll just get low to a point, kind of go up and down, up and down, up and down. This way we're done. So it's leveled out. Ooh, maybe 30 is the way to go. 30 might be the way to go. That's looking pretty good. For the scales I'm going to get, yeah, I'm going to stay at 30. We're going to stay right there. I don't want to, that's exactly the color I want. Now you can get a lighter color blue up around 80 to 90 volts, the high voltage blue. If you go lower than this, like 25, 20, 25, you can get blurple. But I want this light blue right here. So let's do this screw. That fell out of my little contraption already. Let's put it back in. Alright, and try not to drop it in the water when I do this. Alright, we'll clip that one and try to keep this under the water, but let me get my arm out of the way so you guys can see. We do not want to touch that ground side though. There we go. I don't think we're making much contact with the titanium. Let me pull this tighter. Let's see if that'll work better. There we go. Now it's working. There we go. We got blue. All right, let's loosen that one up and drop it. Grab another screw. Alright, amperage is bouncing. The smaller the piece, the titanium, the faster it'll go. There we go, we got a nice and blue. And just to show you a difference, since I've still got one that is natural. Big difference, huh? Just a couple seconds. And do our last screw. Pull that tight. All right, there we go. All right, I'm gonna dry these off and go back over to the desk. I'll bring you guys over there. All right, guys, so there you go. Another little quick anodizing video, just to show you what you can do once you have the right stuff. And you know, only thing you need after you have the right equipment to do it is distilled water and baking soda. You always want to use distilled water. Tap water is not good, whether you're in the city because they have put chemicals in it, or well water. Well water has a lot of minerals and stuff in it that can contaminate. So always want to use distilled water. You know, after like that electrolyte solution, after, I don't know, I do 30 anodizing jobs or something like that, I'll dump that thing out, clean it, add fresh distilled water, fresh baking soda. But you know, every so often I just add a little bit of baking soda in there, mix it in just to make sure there's enough in there for it to do what you want it to do. And turns out great. Turns out really good. Be a little closer picture shot here. I don't know. I wonder if my new mat here black, how it would make colors show up. Let's try it. Let's get you lined up and get you a little zoomed in here. There we go. Yeah, black makes colors pop pretty good with a black background. So yeah, that's going to work perfect with the scales I'm getting. The knife that this pocket clip is going on is being delivered the day this video is going live on YouTube. So you'll be seeing an unboxing. And I traded for this knife. I traded one knife for two knives. I'll tell you guys about it when I do the unboxing for those two knives, but some of you are going to tell me I'm crazy for making this trade, but I don't think I'm crazy. I'm happy with the trade I made, and I'm very excited to get what's coming, and yeah, super excited. So yeah, very simple to anodize. It's not a hard thing to do. If you Google anodizing color chart, titanium anodizing color chart, you'll see the voltages. As long as you clean the material properly, prep it properly, you can get consistent colors. There are other methods to do this, like using 9-volt batteries and linking multiples together to get to a certain voltage. Batteries aren't cheap anymore, you know what I mean? And they're only going to last so long. You're better off just to buy the power supply, in my opinion. And then you can do all you want, and do it for other people also. And if somebody does want to have something anodized, I will do some anodizing. I do it very affordably, so hit me up if you want to have something done. Price depends on what you want to have done. And yeah, so here's something else I anodized. You guys have seen this already. Zoom you back out. Asher Spiro. Here's I anodized all the titanium on this bug out, which turned out really good. Also anodized this pocket clip, which turned out really good. Anodized backspacer pocket clip, thumb studs on this, turned out really good. Oh, I anodized this pocket clip that I added to the Feist XL, which turned out really well. Yeah. I've kind of been going away from titanium a lot lately, trying to get into carbon fiber. But I like to have a little titanium with the carbon fiber. So I've also anodized stuff for other people, and so yeah. But I'll be happy to help someone do it if you want to have something done. But honestly, if you're really into it, make the investment. For $150, you can get the power supply and pretty much everything you need, and just do pretty much unlimited anodizing. So you're better off to just buy the stuff yourself and start doing it yourself. It's fun too. It's actually very fun to do. I find it very enjoyable. There's also ways you can do different patterns and stuff. Like I could have put ooh, I should have done that. I should re-etch, not the screws, just re-etch the pocket clip, do the fingernail polish finish on it because of the scales I'm getting. I'm going to do that. Should I record it in this video and keep making this longer? Yeah, why not? If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. I'll see you in a second. Alright guys, so what I'm going to do, I'm not going to drag the camera and everything back over there, but what I'm going to do off camera real quick is I am going to I'm going to do the actual etching and anodizing off camera, but I am going to show you how I'm going to prep this to do what I'm going to do. First I got to go etch it real quick. I'll bring it back after I etch it again and take the color off. Then I'm going to show you a trick, a technique to do what I want to do. I thought about doing this when I originally thought about doing it, and it just slipped my mind to it's going to be so good. It's going to be so good once the scales get here with the knife. It's going to be so good. Alright, I'm going to go etch this real quick, take the color off, come back over here and show you what I'm going to do with that fingernail polish. Alright guys, I am back. I re-etched the color off of this clip. And sorry this video is so long. I didn't intend for it to be this long. We're going to clean it again with some rubbing alcohol, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do to get the finish I want to get. I can't believe I forgot to do this. Getting old sucks, It really does. The brain don't work right anymore. Just forget. Actually, I don't think it's that you forget so much. It's like the older you get, the more you have to do and think about all the time. So, there's only so much room up there to remember so many things. Alright, do the other end. That should be good for that. And I won't sit here and make you watch fingernail polish dry. I'm just going to let you see what I'm going to do with it, and then when it's dry, I'll bring you back and we'll etch it or anodize it again and get the finish that I actually intended to do. And here we go. Yes, I have fingernail polish. It's my daughter's fingernail polish. I stole it from her. It should be all right. I only need a little bit. So, because of the scales I'm using, I want some of this to remain that color, and then I want some of it to have that blue. And I'd like it to look like a splotchy pattern. This stuff's not running up to really. All right, I think that's good. So I'm going to let that dry, and then we're going to go anodize this again, and then we'll use acetone to clean the nail polish off. So I'll bring you guys back when that's dry and show you what I'm talking about. All right, guys, I'm back. Let the fingernail polish dry, and then I went over there and anodized. And I anodized, instead of doing 30, I went up to 83, I think it was, to get this color blue. And now I can either just keep it this color blue and wipe this, use some acetone to get this fingernail polish off and leave it that natural titanium, or I can go anodize it again at 30 volts, get a different color blue in those spots. What I think I'm going to do is take some of the fingernail polish off in a couple spots and leave some of it gray. By the look of this clip, you may be figuring out what kind of scales I got, if you really know what you're looking at here. Let me grab, actually I can use the other end of this Q-tip. So let's get some acetone on there. We're going to pick a couple spots and clean off the fingernail polish. Let's take it off right up here. Actually, let's take it off down here. This is a tedious process here to do this, taking it a little further than I originally did. And I thought about doing this the other day when I figured out which scales I wanted, and I was like, oh man, that'd be awesome. And then I went to anodize this thing and completely forgot about it. I don't know if you guys know, well, a lot of you are new, you don't know this, but about 4 years ago, I was in a really bad head-on car collision. And I broke both my legs, broke my ankle, had to have part of my colon and intestine removed, and I also had a pretty bad head injury. And since that head injury, man, my memory's just not the same anymore. I mean, it's not terrible. It's gotten a lot better than it used to be, but it's not like it was before the accident, that's for sure. Hasn't never got back to normal completely. I used to be able to remember stuff like most people couldn't, you know. I could, when I worked in IT, I could remember 20, 30 different username and passwords for all different kind of admin accounts and everything, and I had no problem memorizing it. Now I can't remember one. I got to write the shit down so I don't forget it. Alright, so we got the 2 spots off there, and then we're going to take this big spot off up here. Oh, don't get on there. I dropped a Q-tip down the side there. I gotta grab another Q-tip. All right. Alright, so we're going to get this spot right here off, and then we're going to go anodize again at 30 volts. and I'll show you what this looks like when I'm done. Instead of moving the camera back and forth. The anodizing process is the same, just like before. Clean it really good with rubbing alcohol again. I'm not going to etch it anymore though. Anodizing takes time. Even though titanium doesn't have color on it, it can just be like raw titanium like this, it still builds up anodization. It's just not any color on it. So you always want to etch it if it's been sitting around for a long time, or been on a knife for a while, or you know. I etch all titanium for anodizing. Even if I buy a brand new clip and it shows up, I will still etch it if I'm going to anodize it, just to make sure I get the best finish possible. Alright guys, I think that's good right there. I think we got enough of that off. I'm going to go dip this again, and then we'll clean the rest of the fingernail polish off, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright guys, so I decided to get rid of the raw titanium, and I think I regret that decision. So as you can see, I got some dark blue and some lighter blue mixed in there. I think I should have kept some of the raw titanium. So I may end up doing this again, starting over. I'm not going to make you guys sit through that, but you can see how it just looks kind of splotchy. Some light blue, some darker blue. I should have kept some of the raw titanium. I did a little bit of it. It's like, man, I just dipped it into part of it. I didn't do the whole pocket clip to take a look at it. And I was like, man, that looks so good. And then, so I took all the fingernail polish off and dipped it. And now I'm looking at it like, man, those little raw spots would have looked better. But there you guys go. Another way to anodize, little tricks you can do. And possibilities are endless. And if you want to anodize, everything I use is linked below. And yeah, if you have any questions, shoot me an email, bladesandedc@gmail.com, or DM me on Instagram. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next one.